What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So we're gonna check out 10 moments WWE forgot to censor on live TV. I love these type of moments when they forget to censor certain things. You know, it's live TV, so sometimes they may forget in the back. And now they got to fix some things up. So those moments are rare, few far in between, but when it happens, it happens. Appreciate all the love and support. We're gonna check this out by WrestleMania. If you haven't already subscribed to him already. Link to the original video down below. Let's get right into this one.
Respective television networks managed to censor the majority of content that really shouldn't be shown to the audience. This is especially important in the PG era, as profanity and nudity isn't allowed unless it's under a certain criteria. No matter how careful WWE can be, sometimes moments do go uncensored and they have to deal with the backlash from sponsors as well as other bodies that they have a solid working relationship with. But which times were they? Well, join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 moments that were mistakenly uncensored in WWE.
Should be a good video,
sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists.
Because when it happens, you know it wasn't supposed to happen. It makes it that much sweeter.
Number 10, Shaniqua's profanity-filled rant. Now, believe it or not, SmackDown has been a PG product since the show debuted way back in 1999. However, during the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era, WWE were able to push the limits of just how far a PG product could go. Although that is true, the product still had to fall in line with a PG presentation, meaning that anything too obscene would land WWE in some serious hot water. They also had the advantage of taping SmackDown, meaning that if anything was too obscene, they could easily edit it out. Well, that's if they remembered. In 2003, WWE aired a post-match segment containing WWE manager Shaniqua. In this post-match segment, she would ridicule the Basham brothers, and her rant was filled with profanity that somehow wasn't even censored. How on earth WWE allowed this to air was unknown, but it no doubt led to them receiving a lot of backlash from key stakeholders. Number 9, the Cat exposes herself. Gimmick matches involving the women during the Attitude Era usually involved them removing clothing from one another. Take, for instance, at the 1999 Armageddon pay-per-view, Miss Kitty, BB, Ivory, and Jacqueline competed in an evening gown pool match for the women's title. Once Miss Kitty was victorious, she revealed her top half to the audience. Now, this moment should have been censored, but WWE were far too late on the censorship. The replay of the pay-per-view, as well as the VHS, DVD, and WWE Network version of the pay-per-view would actually censor it, meaning that WWE were quick to rectify their potentially damaging mistake. Number 8, Fred Durst flips the finger. Fred Durst previously had a fantastic relationship with WWE, but that was until the 2012 SummerSlam pay-per-view, where he decided to flip the bird when he appeared on camera. Now, this wasn't allowed on a PG product, and WWE quickly panned away from him. It was reported that WWE was so annoyed with Durst that they actually had him removed from the arena. The anger was mainly from Kevin Dunn, who quote-unquote blew a gasket in the production truck at Durst's actions. It was entirely possible that Durst wasn't aware that he was unable to do gestures of this nature. If the show had taken place a decade prior, it probably would have been permitted.
I'm sure he didn't just go out his way like, I'm gonna flip off the camera or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just to get WWE in trouble or have them in hot water. I'm sure he didn't fucking know. Like, he's just chilling, you know?
Must have missed the memo relating to WWE's PG guidelines. Number 7, AJ Styles' backside makes a wild appearance. The main event of the TLC pay-per-view in 2016 featured AJ Styles taking on Dean Ambrose for the WWE title. The match was well received by fans, but it's mostly known for an attire malfunction which resulted in AJ tearing the fabric on the back of his tights. This occurred when AJ performed an aerial maneuver and WWE panicked and realized it would be extremely hard to censor that part of AJ's body for the entire match. But instead of opting to censor his lower half, WWE decided to attempt to shoot around the body part, and Vince McMahon ordered the camera crew to try and not show AJ's rear end. But the issue was that this was a TLC match, an incredibly fast-moving match, meaning the WWE camera crew struggled to hide the exposed body part. Number 6, Silver Spoon, Now, one of the highlights of the Attitude Era were the promo segments featuring The Rock.
Of course.
The Great One managed to deliver meaningful promos which were filled with humor and wit, which are all still cited to this very day. One of the more infamous promos of his career took place during the Invasion storyline. The Rock and Chris Jericho were having a rhyming contest as Stephanie McMahon, Booker T, and Rhino were in the ring. The Rock would state,
"Booker T and Shane, the punk-ass sucker, and the Silver Spoon, motherfucker!"
That's enough!
WWE completely forgot to censor The Rock's curse word, mainly because The Rock was never supposed to say the word at all. The initial script for the segment called for The Rock to be cut off by Stephanie McMahon just as he was about to say it. Unfortunately, Stephanie missed her cue, resulting in The Rock being forced to say the obscene word on live television. Number 5, Kofi Kingston flips the bird.
This is why The Rock is the people champ, man.
The WWE title reign that Kofi Kingston embarked on in 2019 was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Whilst the matches he had during his reign were decent, it was clear that WWE didn't quite see Kofi as a main event attraction.
Nope.
One of the feuds Kofi had during his reign was with Samoa Joe, and the two actually had some memorable segments. One segment in particular involved Kofi flipping the bird in response to Joe's suggestion that the two rivals should shake hands. Now this was a planned spot and had full approval from Vince McMahon, but Vince insisted that the camera crew shoot around his gesture, but on the live broadcast they did a rather awkward shot, meaning that for a brief second, Kofi flipping the bird was on full view for the entire world to see.
It's just funny. Someone doing that and while you giving them a handshake and they giving you the middle finger and you just, why yada.
Number 4, Scott Steiner's WWE return in 2002.
Oh, Scott Steiner
When Scott
don't
Steiner
care,
made
bro.
his WWE return
Definitely don't
at the
care.
2002 Survivor Series pay-per-view, he blew the roof off of Madison Square Garden. However, Steiner would also shout out a line of profanity towards the end of his return, which was completely unexpected and consequently wasn't censored out on the live broadcast. He would shout, Steiner clearly didn't care about the censorship or anything of that nature, and this would seemingly be a thing throughout his wrestling career.
Yeah, nah, he
on the
don't care.
WWE Network version of the pay-per-view, Steiner's line is completely edited out, which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
Number 3, Bret Hart snaps. On the go-home edition of Raw before WrestleMania 13, Bret Hart cut the most memorable promo of his career. It was a profanity-filled rant directed towards Vince McMahon. In the promo, Bret would state, "Frustrated isn't a goddamn word for it. This is bullshit. You screwed me, everybody screwed me, and nobody does a goddamn thing about it. Nobody in the building cares. Nobody in the dressing room cares.
Damn.
So much goddamn injustice around here. I've had it up to here. Everybody knows it. I know it. Everybody knows it. I should be the World Wrestling Federation champion. Everybody just keeps turning a blind eye. You keep turning a blind eye to it. I've got that Gorilla Monsoon. He turns a blind eye to it. Everybody in that goddamn dressing room knows I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And if you don't like it, tough shit."
Damn.
Now, whilst it might seem tame now, nothing of this nature had ever been done in WWE before, and it's often cited as the unofficial start of the Attitude Era. Although the promo was game-changing and fans never heard curse words in a wrestling promo before, the USA Network weren't pleased with the WWE allowing the promo to take place. The USA Network insisted that a 7-second tape delay should be implemented on Raw, and this is actually still in place to this very day. Bret's infamous promo truly changed how WWE's live programming was presented.
Wow. So because of this promo, they implemented, hey, we need a 7-second tape delay, bro. So that way y'all can catch this stuff before it broadcasts live, which makes sense. It makes sense to have a delay because you never know if it's live television. You never know what's about to happen, and sometimes things slip through. Microphones pick up stuff they're not supposed to pick up. So if you got that tape delay or a few seconds delay, you can kind of remove that before it gets to live television.
And regulated. Number 2, Chris Benoit's name appears on WWE programming. Since Chris Benoit's heinous actions in 2007, WWE have made it their mission to never promote or glorify the work of Benoit ever again.
Facts.
This has meant that he's been virtually erased from history. However, on WWE 24 in 2016, his name could be seen on a whiteboard backstage. The WWE 24 segment focused on the story of Trish Stratus and Lita main eventing Raw in 2004, and fans could see Benoit's name on the whiteboard. This was clearly an editing mistake and should have been censored. That's if WWE was still following their own practices.
And I think it wasn't that long ago somebody had like a Crispin Benoit sign. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was like someone had a Crispin Benoit sign or whatever, and I think they ended up taking it because I think they stopped shooting from that angle. I could have sworn I've seen this at a WWE event. Let me know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Is in relation to Benoit's name and likeness, which they were at the time of the episode airing. And number 1, Eddie Guerrero curses live on pay-per-view. And one of the top matches on the SummerSlam 2005 match card was a final pay-per-view encounter between Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. The two legends would wrestle in a ladder match for the custody of Dominic Mysterio, a bizarre match stipulation that will likely never be replicated.
Of course.
Now, there was a planned spot in the match which was to see Vicky Guerrero interfere and stop Eddie from winning the match. However, when the spot was about to be performed, Vicky was nowhere to be seen. Vicky had missed her cue, and this forced Eddie and Rey to improvise. Eddie was furious that Vicky was nowhere to be seen, and he could be audibly heard saying, and this was fully picked up on camera and wasn't censored in the slightest. Eventually, Vicky appeared, and the match was able to continue as originally planned. But there you have it, folks. 10 moments that were mistaken.
She definitely missed the cue. Where the hell you been at? What the fuck? Apparently, there's some stuff going on with her as well. I don't know what's going on in the Guerrero family right now. It's a lot of turmoil. But, yeah. These are the moments, man, that, you know, it's part of being a part of a program that has live television. Sometimes things slip through the cracks. So comment down below. Let me know any other moments that had to be censored on live television when it came to WWE or AEW. They barely censor shit, censor stuff as it is. But maybe WCW. Let me know down below. But I appreciate all love and support. Road to 150K, and I'm still going to be the YouTube Wrestling Champion of the world. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See you on the next one. Peace.